Do you suffer from PMS, hormonal fluctuations, period cramps, that sort of things? Today I wanted to make a video to touch on all of those things and the more nutritional, natural ways to help out in that way. So with my story, and the reason why I'm so passionate, not just about PMS and that time of the month, but overall health. This was one of the catalysts that started my nutrition journey. And that was when, after I had my daughter, and I was getting really moody, and I hadn't really tied it into hormonal fluctuations because I had never really experienced such dips as I had after I had her. So I always had like a day where I had heavy cramping and life would stop for a good half the day anyways, before I could function again. And I'm not diagnosed with endometriosis or PCOS, so this sounds pretty familiar to a lot of females. So I thought I would share what I did and what happened. So what happened to me was that I was able to deal with the pain, not really, but with medications and things like that. And it seemed like just a normal thing. My mother had cramps pretty bad too, and it's like I just kind of heard that it was hereditary. But when the moodiness really started to really affect not just my life but my whole family's life, that's when I really needed to look at what was going on. So after a year of really lashing out at my small children, I felt just horrible and really stressed out about the fact that I just couldn't control myself. And I went to the doctor and I was like, I just had resigned to the fact that I'm going to need to go on some medication to deal with this because I no longer wanted to be that mom anymore. I wanted to be the fun, happy mom that I had dreamt about. So thankfully, I had an amazing medical doctor who knew that I really liked doing things on the more natural way. And so she actually was the one that kind of geared me towards trying evening primrose oil out for the first time. And so before she would make a prescription for me, she said, give this a try for a few months and see how it goes. So I immediately went from her office to a natural food store on my way home, and I picked up some evening primrose, and they had told me that how to take it, which I will share with you as well because it's a game changer if this is something that you're dealing with. And after that, I really started to dive in because I noticed the differences in mood and everything. So it was just like, it's such a huge shift. Like I remember calling her office, like telling her receptionist, like, tell her thank you for me. It changed my life. And so that's why I wanted to make this video to share, and if anybody can benefit from the things that I've changed. So then, of course, I started studying nutrition and then making even bigger changes. And so I thought I would just share like all of it. But the first thing, because omega-6 that's in the evening primrose oil specifically did such an amazing switch for me, I thought I would share how you would take that. So what you do is 2 weeks after your period, so right after your period, following those 2 weeks, you take 1,000 milligrams, and then the next week you take 2,000 milligrams, and then the last week before your period, you're up to 3,000 milligrams. So they come in 1,000 milligram capsules a lot of times. Sometimes some of them come in 500. So it's really important to keep it on the calendar and keep track of that because it really does make a big difference with the dosage that you're taking. So I'll just show you the one that I've been taking recently. There's some really great ones out there. Flora makes another one that's really awesome. So evening primrose oil. So that's the one I have going. And so I take that every single day, and just depending on the time of the month, how many milligrams that I'm taking. So along with that, because that's an omega-6 fatty acid, so Also, want to mention it's really good for your skin. So evening primrose oil is really good for your hair, skin, and nails, as well as your hormones. And so to go along with that, you need an omega-3 so that they balance each other out. Okay, so the one I have going right now is this guy. All right, so it's an EPA DHA guy, and so you always want an omega-3 to balance out your omega-6s. So omega-3 is really good for inflammation as well, so also very good for cramps and mood and things like that. So something else dietary that I'd like to mention, so because omega-6s are so important, raw pumpkin seeds have been shown to also really benefit hormone fluctuations. So I thought I would show you what I have in the fridge. So I keep a lot of my health food stuff just along the bottom of my fridge. So I have raw pumpkin seeds and sesame seeds, and I do both of these throughout the month, but they say right the 2 weeks after your period that the sesame seeds are good, and then the pumpkin seeds leading up. I just like pumpkin seeds, and I add them to my smoothies and eat them all the time. So and you just want to make sure those are raw. And just to touch on a few other supplements, they're very helpful. Will be, let's see, magnesium. So I have this guy. I really like Camprev's magnesium. So magnesium is really great for relaxing not just your muscles but also your mind. So it's really good for helping you relax at night for sleep, but it's also really great for cramps, and it's also good for joints. If you have gout or any joint issues and that sort of thing, magnesium's really quite helpful for that. So magnesium glycinate specifically. All right, and then the other one I wanted to touch on would be the probiotics. You want to make sure you're getting the right ones for you, so you would want to ask a healthcare professional for the right ones that would suit your body, but it's really great for your gut health. Okay, so that's going to help with any sort of hormones, but also mood and that sort of thing. And then the other one is iron, of course. So if you at that time of the month get dark circles under your eyes, like the blue purple colors, that can be an indicator that you're low in iron. So if you haven't gotten that checked, you might want to do that, especially if you get super tired and you're looking to top that up. So I would recommend some sort of iron supplement, but we can always talk about that kind of privately as well, like how much you would need. So going back to one more food item, which actually is almost one of my absolute top superfood foods, things to add to your dishes every single day, would be nutritional yeast. So if you've ever been to one of my health talks or just talked to me about nutrition in general, usually I'm talking about nutritional yeast. The benefits of the B vitamins are bar none. So B6 is amazing for helping your metabolism digest foods. It also helps metabolize and move things along in the way that they were supposed to optimally. So but you can't just take B6. You need to have a full range of the Bs, which they all work and do different things in your body, but what they really are, the balance of, is going to help with your stress. It's going to help with your moods and just overall health. So they have so many things that they do. So B12 is really great also for your blood health. Okay, so I'm not going to go too much more into that, but just in general, nutritional yeast, if you can have yeast and you want a really good brand, so Bob Red Mills or Red Star are two that are really awesome. Health food stores will have them. To stay away from the no-name ones that are at the bulk food stores. All right, let me see if there was anything else. Oh yeah, I wanted to also mention just really nice mix for if you are someone who just needs some help with stress. I'll talk about, I think, more about adrenal stress and stress in general in a different video, but because that time of the month really does affect our stress levels and sleep, thought I would just mention something like this. It's a nice little mix. It's got Shisandra, Siberian ginseng, Ashwagandha, which is amazing for sleep as well, and B6, like are some of the things in here. So it's really great. You can use this acutely or like an everyday thing. So however you personally need it. So yeah, that's oh, dietary. Just before I finish, I want to, of course, have to mention water. So water is going to be your best friend when it comes to keeping things moving. Water and fiber. So if you can do like a ground flaxseed, chia seed, you know, there's so many different fiber mixes out there, and I've got a whole bunch of them here as well. So, but when you up your fiber, include lots of water. Will help always moving things along, and you know, keeping your body always moving and optimally, and is going to affect so many parts of your brain health and skin, body, hormones, everything. So we are made up of water, so we cannot not skip out on that. Okay. All right. So there we go. So I finished my list of things that I had here to talk about. I hope that this inspired you, or if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm happy to kind of answer any quick little questions you might have. I am doing online nutrition consults if that's something that you'd be interested in at the moment. But you could catch me here at my home office, or I also have an office at Discover Health Centre at 680 Huron Street in London, Ontario, if you're ever interested in an in-person consult later, I guess, after we are done this quarantine. So, but anyways, here's hoping that some of these work really well for you. Let me know if they do. Let me know if you're already doing some of these. And also, if you have any other tips for helping with PMS, hormone fluctuations, please leave them in the comments. All right, take care. I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.